Hello and namaste. Around the same time that I was watching Carl Sagan's Cosmos, another fascinating series aired on DD. It was called Bharat Ek Khoj. It was based on Pandit Nehru's book, The Discovery of India. The opening credits of this series began with the hymn of creation from Rig Veda.
ना सदासिन्नो सदासित् तदानीं नासिद्रजो नो व्योमा परो यत् किमावरेवः.
This hymn is perhaps the oldest recorded musings of man on the nature of cosmos and the beginning of the universe. Written more than 3,500 years ago, it still inspires awe and wonder for its spirit of inquiry, for the depth of its imagination, for the magnificence of its vision, and more importantly, for its humility and sense of irony. It begins by proclaiming that before the creation, there was neither non-existence nor existence. We can all think of existence and its absence as non-existence. Imagine visualizing something as subtle as the absence of non-existence. This hymn is called Nasadiya Sukta, after its first words, Na Asat, which means not non-existence. The most fascinating thing about this hymn is its conclusion. Who can say where it all came from and how creation happened? Who can say whether the Creator fashioned it or whether He did not? He alone knows, or maybe even He does not know. The most celebrated and famous hymn of Rig Veda ends not with a declaration of omniscience, but with an acknowledgement of ignorance. We don't know how the cosmos originated, it says. It questions if there is a creator at all. It considers the possibility that the creator himself may not know how the universe came into being. At its core, it is this spirit of inquiry which acknowledges limitations and celebrates curiosity and wonder that makes our religion one of the oldest surviving religions of the world. Arguably, it is this spirit that led to the scientific advancement of ancient times. It was the reason for our unrivaled skills in mathematics, science, medicine, literature, and philosophy. Carl Sagan, looking up at the night sky and pondering time travel, seemed to me a direct descendant of these ancient sages who could imagine the absence of non-existence and take pride in asking ambitious questions. This is the first lesson I learned from my religion. Every philosophical text of Hinduism, from the earliest Upanishads to the Bhagavad Gita, is in the form of questions and answers. Our sages presented their teachings in this format to reiterate an important lesson. Knowledge can only be gained through inquiry. It can only be properly understood by questioning. As a culture, we believed in the value of debate in shaping our understanding. Tarka or debate was the cornerstone of our knowledge tools. By its very nature, Tarka involves examining all sides of an argument and trying to demolish a fact through logic. Every established notion was subject to this test. We have all heard about how Shankaracharya used his brilliant debating skills to disprove several prominent philosophies of his time. I understood firsthand the power of this tool when I was writing my first blog. Many years back, I used to write a blog on Hindu gods. It was a popular blog and many people used to engage in discussions on religion, faith, and philosophy. There were several different points of view and several disagreements too. For the first time, I was exposed to contrarian views about my religion. Having always been surrounded by people who believed in the greatness and perfection of Hinduism, this was a new experience for me. It also turned out to be a wonderful milestone in my learning journey. The perspective I gained from these varying viewpoints helped me understand my religion better. It made me think more deeply about what I had learned. It strengthened my knowledge and helped me let go of certain dogmas that I was not even conscious of holding. It taught me the importance of listening to everyone's point of view without being judgmental. If you think of your knowledge as a lump of gold, debates and contrary viewpoints are like fire which shapes it. It makes your knowledge more pure, more strong, more resilient. Like Aristotle said, it is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. A knowledge which is afraid of debate can never survive. The second important lesson I learned from my religion was to value knowledge without prejudice. Shankaracharya says in his poem Manisha Panchakam, Chandalostu satudvijostu gururityesham anisha mama. It does not matter if he's a Chandala or a Brahmin. Any person who has the right knowledge is my guru. Vedavyasa, one of the most revered sages of Hinduism, who divided the Vedas and authored most of the Puranas, including the Mahabharata, was an illegitimate son of a fisherwoman. Look what an exalted position he occupies in the lineage of gurus. Gautama Buddha spent his entire life denouncing the Vedic rituals, idol worship, and the caste system. He was not just respected by the Hindus, he was elevated as one of the avatars of Mahavishnu. In spite of a strong and vocal disagreement with some of the core beliefs of Hinduism, he was held in high regard because he embodied the values that shaped our religion. A rebellious streak, a depth of thought to intelligently challenge the status quo, and a spirit of inquiry which characterized our greatest sages. Can you imagine any other religion doing this? The third important lesson I learned was to be open to new thoughts and ideas. Our religion was never afraid of new ideas and thoughts. That is why Hinduism has never remained static. Various sages and Vishnaris have interpreted the same Vedas in dramatically different fashion, and all these points of view have coexisted and flourished. So many schools of thoughts have emerged from the Vedas. Advaitam, Vishishtadvaitam, Sankhya, Shaivism, Vaishnavism, Shakteyam, and more. They all live and thrive in this large tent that we call Hinduism. Every deity in every corner of this vast country has been incorporated into the pantheon of Hindu gods. That is how we have ended up with 330 million gods and counting. We were never insecure or frightened of inclusion. This is because of our belief that everything that exists is Brahman. Everything that exists is God. It is this openness that enabled us to absorb some of the best traits of other faiths. Many historians believe that the concept of vegetarianism and non-violence was brought into Hinduism by Jainism. More than what my religion actually says, it is these underlying values that have shaped me. It has ingrained in me a love for knowledge, a belief that knowledge is a dynamic living entity which thrives when it is exposed to new thoughts and which is strengthened by adversity. While faith is important, it is only knowledge that can set us free. Like the wise sages of the yore proclaimed few thousand years back, Jnana Deva Kaivalyam, knowledge alone liberates. I am a Hindu. My religion is wonder, awe, and curiosity. That's it from me this week. This brings me to the end of the series, Science and God. Thank you all for watching, for your motivating comments, and for your encouragement. You kept me going. I'll be back with a new series soon. Meanwhile, please subscribe and press the bell icon. You will be notified whenever I post again. Please share with your friends and like-minded people. Until next time, Namaste.